Excited to be here on day 3 of RNS. Man, I'm so jazzed about this event. I had a great time yesterday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a lot of the sessions. I know I did. I'm going to go back and have to rewatch 2 or 3 of these just because I know I missed stuff along the way. Nathan Hill got to talk yesterday. If you guys haven't seen Nathan Hill talk, it's life-changing. I love it every time, and thinking about using data and things like retention and how you do online forms. Let's get into it. So if you don't know, Responsive Nonprofit Summit was created by the team at Virtuous to empower folks like you. This morning, we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about why Virtuous exists and tell you a little bit about our product. This is just going to be a very high-level overview today. If you want to dive in deeper, we are running demo sessions throughout the Responsive Nonprofit Summit. And you can always contact our team as well through our website, and they're happy to give you a more formal demo. But we did want to provide kind of a high overview today of what we've been up to at Virtuous. So let's jump into it. Get my clicker to work here. Woo! So yeah, I'm Gabe Cooper, CEO of Virtuous. So what is a responsive fundraising platform? So at Virtuous, we say we're a responsive fundraising platform. For the last 3 days, we've been talking a lot about responsive fundraising, but I want to be really clear in sort of our worldview, why we think that's important and how we think it builds into technology. So all of responsive fundraising starts with this really big idea that giving is deeply personal. So when you give to a charity, when I give to a charity, don't think about the gifts you receive, think how about when you actually give. It's because you're giving to something that's very close to your heart, right? So my wife and I, for example, give to foster care and adoption because our 5th kid, Lainey, is adopted. It's something that's we're very passionate about. We don't give just because we need a tax break. We give because we care deeply, right? And it's very personal to us. That's how we give as donors. The problem is many nonprofits are handcuffed to really impersonal fundraising systems. And a lot of times when we work with nonprofit teams, we see that their teams and data are siloed. They kind of have this multi-system chaos where data is spread out all over the place about their donors and what their donors care about. They don't have the data insights to actually know who their people are. They're just kind of rows in a database. And we see there's a lot of manual processes that suck up a lot of valuable time. Yesterday, I talked a lot about people doing menial work instead of meaningful work. And we hate those sort of manual processes that stand in the way of more personal relationships. So this is what the typical experience looks like for many donors. Donors will come into your cause for all sorts of different reasons. So if you look there on the left of the screen, you might be doing events, sending out direct mail, you're posting stuff on social media, friends are inviting their friends to your cause, right? And all the people that come into your cause come in for varied reasons, like a different kind of personal attachment to what you're doing with a different understanding of what you do. The problem for many nonprofits is once those people come in and give their first gift, what happens is we kind of resort to spray and pray marketing for retention and cultivation, meaning all of those people that come in, let's say September, they're all going to get our November appeal, then they're all going to get our newsletter, then they're all going to get our whatever year-end email, right? The problem is that kind of retention and cultivation is incredibly impersonal, even though the reasons they gave were very personal. As a result, we see that about 76% of the time, people give one gift to a nonprofit and then never give again. And so Adrian Sargent did some research a while back on why donors opt out. 2 of the top reasons that he found were nonprofits were giving inappropriate ask and impersonal messages to their donors. Right? They weren't personal in their outreach, and there was a lack of acknowledgement transparency, meaning the nonprofit never really said thank you well or thank you enough times. And there wasn't transparency, meaning the nonprofit didn't really like close the loop with the impact that donor was making. They didn't really bring the donor in close and show them how their money or time was making a real difference. So the other problem here is the world that you fundraise in has fundamentally changed. The change kind of started in, 2008. It's been ongoing for a while, but think about iPhone, data-driven personalization, social media, personalized news feeds. This is the world we live in when all of your favorite brands actually deliver a personalized experience to you, right? Amazon knows that you need Dish Soap before you do. Netflix knows what you want to watch before you do. All of these brands are looking at signals from me like sort of digital touch points, and they're able to tailor communication that's two-way and driven by my behavior. That's the world that your donors live in, constantly distracted, hyper-personalized. And the problem is that nonprofits are having a hard time closing that gap. I love this quote from Una Osili, just a great thought leader in our space from the Lilly School. She said, donors not only want to understand the impact of their gifts, but they value organizations that intentionally foster meaningful relationships with their donors. There's that word again, meaningful relationships with their donors. Donors want to lean into organizations where they feel fully known and relationally connected. So the problem is donors now expect that kind of personal connection with their cause because they're getting it from their favorite brands, but they often lack the technology and playbook to respond to that need. But we believe there's a better way. So we call that better way responsive fundraising. We believe that nonprofits should be able to listen to their donors really well and at scale. So not just your top 100 major donors, but we think you should be able to understand the needs, desires, passions of everybody in your database and sort of pull in signals that are meaningful so you can respond appropriately. We think you should be able to connect more personally at scale. And we'll talk about automation in a minute, but there are now technology and data resources you can use to build those personal connections at scale. We want you to suggest the right next step at the right time. So sometimes it's not even a gift. Eric Tamales talked about this yesterday, where sometimes the right next step is download this resource or talk about us in social media or volunteer, right? But we want to understand what the right thing is for that donor and that point in their journey. And then we want to learn. We always want to be testing and iterating to get better. And we want this to be fueled by what we call a responsive team experience, where all of your team doesn't work in silos, fundraising disconnected from marketing, disconnected from your finance and ops team. We want a world where all of the teams are talking together. There's shared data, shared insights across the team. And because we're using things like automation and more collaboration, we have a lot of time savings across the team that frees us up to do the work we really want to do. So this is what a responsive fundraising model looks like. We're talking now about dynamic campaigns based on the behavior of each donor. So no matter how somebody comes in, we're able to tailor communication on multiple channels based on their specific needs. Nonprofits that we work with that do this typically see about a 12% increase in donor retention, a 10% increase in average gift, massive time savings. We have some nonprofits report as much as 20% time savings on their team when they sort of lean into responsive fundraising. And this kind of model should accelerate everything that you do, all the growth levers in fundraising, which means your acquisition should be sort of more personal and more driven to the needs to the individual people. It should impact retention, how you keep donors giving over time, cultivation, how you're building those long-term relationships, and even ambassadorship, how you're turning your donors and your volunteers into megaphones for your cause in their community. So that's responsive fundraising. How does Virtuous power responsive fundraising? So for Virtuous, we want to be more than just a donor database. We don't want to be just a place that holds your records. We want to be a responsive fundraising platform that helps you build more personal connections with your donors and grow your giving. So I'm going to run through here real quickly in the next 8 minutes, just a couple of highlights of the Virtuous platform and how it powers responsive. So it all starts with responsive CRM. That's kind of the hub in the middle of our platform. So our CRM is built for the specific needs of nonprofit fundraisers and marketers. It's tailored to the needs. A lot of our team here at Virtuous actually come out of fundraising, and a lot of what we built is for that specific community. But we knew when we built it, we wanted to be data-driven, a smart CRM, sort of an offensive weapon for generosity that points you in the right direction and helps you grow. The tool is powerful and flexible, but we really care about ease of use. We want everybody on your team to be able to easily jump in and add value. We have a ton of cool features in the CRM. One of the ones that I'm most excited about lately is our gift pipeline and portfolio management tool that helps with major gift management, major gift forecasting. We've talked a lot over the last couple of days about sort of direct response, how to treat those everyday donors well, but we know that your major donors matter too, and we want to give you tools to never miss an opportunity to have a conversation with a major donor. So you kind of have a Kanban style pipeline where you can drag gift ask around, and so you know exactly where everybody is in their donor journey, and you never miss an opportunity to follow up. The next one's integrated marketing. What we found at a lot of nonprofits before Virtuous is that there was this sort of, again, multi-system chaos where maybe you had like MailChimp over here and your sort of legacy CRM over here, and people are importing and exporting spreadsheets. And number one, that's a massive pain. But number two, you can't actually use data about your donors to inform how you do email, how you do SMS, how you do mail. Those disconnected systems create a disconnected donor experience, right? And so having marketing, email, SMS, your campaigns, your segmentation fully integrated allows you to sort of have one single view of donors and provide far more personalized experience with less team time. One of my favorite features here with our integrated marketing system is our A/B split testing. We talked a lot about that learn portion of responsive fundraising. A/B split testing email helps you easily test a new message, a subject line, copy in your email to see which messages resonate quickly, and always be sending out sort of that winning message to your constituents. It also allows for really deep personalization. So instead of like dear friend on the subject line or a two-line or even dear Gabe, what we do is we allow you to take fields from your CRM, embed them directly into your emails, and so you can create more personalized emails throughout the entire copy of the email. Next one is automation. Automation really is the secret sauce. I've talked a lot about this, but this really is the big differentiator, and it really accelerates the responsive story. So automation allows you to automate things like SMS messages, email, letters, physical letters, automate your segmentation, automate wealth data appends, data updates, portfolio assignments, all to be able to do two things. One is to design donor journeys. So if somebody gives their first gift, I want them to get this email, this text message, this piece of mail, all automated and personalized to them based on their behavior. But it also helps automate business processes within the organization. So I want to add this tag or add this segment or add this custom field and populate it automatically so I don't have my team wasting time doing manual data entry. Massively powerful tool. Events, we know that many nonprofits depend on events, golf tournaments, and galas to drive revenue. We don't want that experience of your in-person events to be disconnected from your CRM. So our events module helps provide a cohesive experience between their in-person time and how they engage with you digitally or through mail. Signals, we know that you have to be able to listen to donors really well to be successful. And so our signals module basically pulls in data from like third-party data sources like wealth data, social media, demographic data. It looks at the location of your donors. It looks how they're relationally connected to other donors. We can even track web activities. So we watch what your donors do on your website. We look how they engage in your email. How they volunteer. We pull all that data together and provide scoring and insights to help you not only have a 360 view of all of your donors, but to understand really what that right next action is right now. Next is volunteer. And so we were frustrated, honestly, that at many nonprofits, the volunteer team would be over here doing their work. The fundraising team would be over here doing their work. And there would be this disconnect. Like the fundraising team wouldn't know that half the volunteers were giving. Right. And that, or the volunteer team didn't know that half of these donors were willing to volunteer if they only knew about it. And so we hated that. And so we brought volunteerism and fundraising together with a really robust volunteer module called VOMO. And so what VOMO allows you to do is not just manage your volunteers, but actually recruit volunteers and connect your volunteers to giving. One of my favorite parts about VOMO is actually the volunteer-facing app and website. And so you can attract new volunteers by being able to publish your opportunities online, have people in certain cities discover that they can actually volunteer with your organization. And then they can sort of manage their own volunteer hours and accounts and discover new opportunities all through the VOMO app. Finally, online giving. So we provide frictionless, beautiful online giving experiences that are focused on really high conversion and high average gift. I'm not going to spend much time here, because I'm actually going to hand it off to Jason VanLue on our team, who's going to come chat with us about a couple of the new features around online giving and data intelligence that we recently launched. So Jason, I'll hand it off to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabe. Hello, everyone. So my name is Jason VanLue. I'm the VP of Product here at Virtuous, and I get the fun opportunity to share some of the latest product innovations that we've been building here at Virtuous. And as Gabe mentioned, that first one is in our online giving space. And so earlier this year, we released Raise Donors, which is an enterprise-grade, highly flexible online giving platform that really drives generosity by allowing you to build incredibly flexible, incredibly personalized giving experiences. And this is actually a full redesign and a full re-engineer of the Raise Donors product. We've actually had this in the product ecosystem for several years now. So this has been a long time coming. The product team here has been working really, really hard to get this out. And I am really excited about this product and what it means for nonprofits. And so here are just a few of the highlights of the Raise Donors product. We have a full landing page and experience builder. You can create full landing pages with a full content management system. On the back end of that, you can also create embeddable forms, pop-up forms, slide out panels. Basically anywhere in the screen, you can have something come in, fly out, pop in, based on what type of experience you want to create. We have project-based giving. You can put progress bars on your actual page to help donors understand how close or how far away they are from the goal. We have a best-in-class template library. So this is awesome because you can literally come on to Raise Donors, create a donor experience in minutes. And so you can utilize best-in-class templates out of the box. You can use those as a baseline, sort of a foundation to get started. Really, really helpful there. You can add premiums and products to your pages or your forms. You can create basic single-step forms with really low friction. You can create multi-step forms if that's something that you need, and sort of everything in between. We have a really beautiful donor portal that provides donors with their giving history information, ability to download receipts and statements, things like that. And we've connected a full drag and drop email builder. So it's not just about the actual donation experience, it's about what happens after that. So giving you the ability to engage with your donors after the fact, create beautiful emails that match up with the forms and the page experiences that you are creating. And Raise Donors is very much data-driven. You've heard data all throughout the Responsive Nonprofit Summit. And that's really one of the strengths of this product, is it is very data-driven. So things like recurring gift upgrades. As a donor is progressing through a form and they click one-time gift, it would be great if there's a prompt that comes up and says, hey, thank you for your one-time gift of $50. Would you consider making that a monthly gift, or even a monthly gift of $25? Something that's going to increase generosity and also help them continue to stay engaged with your organization. So those are built in right out of the box. We've got dynamic gift arrays based on donor capacity. So it's not just about every donor seeing the same gift amounts whenever they come to that form. We can actually customize those and tailor those to a specific donor's giving capacity. And so if a donor has a higher capacity, we're going to show them higher asks because that's another way to increase generosity. Really easy gift attribution and segment tracking, robust donor data management. So this product is fully integrated to Virtuous, but we also have some pretty robust donor management tools within Raise Donors itself. And we've got deep form level conversion tracking. So again, going back to some of that gift attribution, segment tracking, campaign tracking, because you want to know how successful one page or one form is, how much is that converting, things like that, to make sure that we're optimizing the giving experience. And it's highly flexible. It's highly customizable. It is very much enterprise ready. And so what this means is you have a lot of things out of the box, but you also have a lot of customization and a lot of control over the product as well. So full brand and color guidelines. You can match all experiences to your specific brand. Super easy to do. You've got full CSS and JavaScript control. So if you have designers, if you have developers on staff, if you if you have a technical team, they're going to absolutely love this because they have full control over the styling of the page, over the functionality of the page. We've got customers who are doing some really amazing things with their giving experiences because they're able to take control over the raised donors experience. Full domain control, flexible payments control. We've got things like single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, making sure that security is paramount. We do offer PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay, Google Pay. So any way your donors want to give, we have the ability to provide that for them. Donor pays fees option, and then corporate gift matching as well. And so if a donor is coming to your form and they're like, you know what, I'm going to check and see if my company can match this, that can be integrated into the form as well, again, to further increase generosity, drive engagement. And so what you're going to see here on this slide is just a sample of some of the out-of-the-box templates. So these are literally things that you could spin up in a matter of seconds. You could use these as a baseline. So these are going to be full landing pages. They're also going to be different form types. And really the beauty of raised donors, why we built it in the first place, why we re-engineered it, redesigned it, is we wanted to make it incredibly simple and incredibly flexible. And there's often tension between those two things. But that really is the beauty of this product, because it's simple enough that you can get spun up in minutes. You can create a really beautiful landing page or a really beautiful form. But then it's flexible enough through our CMS, through our drag and drop builder, to where you can take control over individual elements within a page, the full page, add your own styling, add your own functionality. So it makes it an incredibly flexible tool to create donor experiences that are going to match your brand, that are going to match your message, and that are ultimately going to drive generosity. So that's raised donors. That's our first kind of big lightning strike, so to speak. The next thing I want to talk about is in our intelligence suite. And so also very excited about this. This is Virtuous BI. So this is our brand new enterprise grade business intelligence tool. This is really like next level reporting. And so this tool provides incredible insights, an incredible foundation to really dig deep into data. There's that term again, so that you can ultimately understand your donors better, build better personal relationships, as Gabe was describing, and then ultimately take action on that. So Virtuous BI, we've got a really dynamic report builder in the same way that donors makes it super easy to build pages and forms. Virtuous BI makes it super easy to build reports. You don't necessarily need to know SQL. It's very intuitive, and it's easy to access the different data objects inside of Virtuous to make sure that you're building reports that are meaningful to your organization. It's backed by a really powerful analytics engine, so it's not just about showing the data. You can also do some really rich analytics within the tool as well. And it features rich data visualizations. So the graphs and all of the different visualizations that you'll be able to create, lots of different options there, so that the data is actually meaningful and it's actually actionable for you. And then it's super easy to export that data out. And so if you need to analyze it inside of Virtuous BI, that's great. If you need to export it into another tool or into another means, super easy to do that as well. And ultimately, the goal of this product fundamentally is that we want it to accelerate generosity. And the way that we believe that this can do that, and you've heard this theme throughout the summit, is that ultimately data needs to be actionable. It needs to be personal. That's what we're talking about, growing generosity through building personal relationships, using your data so that you can take action on it. It's not just sitting in some sort of stale CRM. And so Virtuous BI really unlocks a lot of best practices there. We have a best practice report library built by nonprofit pros. So again, similar to raised donors, we've built it to be really flexible, but also simple enough to use. If you want to get started with one of our best in market reports, you can totally do that. Or you can create your own. You can use those as a foundation to kind of build off of to really get started quickly. We have flexible permissions and data access, so you can open up Virtuous BI to your team. You can restrict certain individuals, really have a lot of control over the permissioning there, which is super helpful. And it's founded on an enterprise grade data warehouse. So brand new data warehouse that we engineered here at Virtuous, which is really the engine behind this. And it makes it really intuitive, really easy to access data objects inside of Virtuous, highly secure, fast, performant. So we're really excited about this product. And for organizations that need to dig deeper into their data, that need to take action on their data, this is going to be a really, really powerful tool. Finally, I want to talk about integrations. So Virtuous is a very extensible platform as well. We have a lot of great products, as Gabe sort of outlined. You saw all the different areas. You saw some of the latest enhancements. But there's a ton of products in the space, and you're using a ton of tools as well. And so we want to make sure that you can continue to utilize those tools. You can continue to utilize the workflows that you've created inside of your organization. So Virtuous features over 60 integrations already, and we're continuing to grow that number. We also have really tight integrations with platforms like Zapier, Tray.io. So there's multiple different ways that you can get data in, get data out, get functionality in, get functionality out. Here's 3 of our recent integrations. So we had one that launched recently with a product called Instrumental. So this is a really, really innovative grants product, and they built a great integration with the Virtuous platform. Donor Sync from our friends at Rooted Software. This is an awesome product. So this syncs Virtuous CRM with Blackbaud's Financial Edge NXT. So if you're utilizing that, want to get data in and out, this is a really, really great tool. And then recently we launched a partnership with our friends over at Ask Genius. So helping you to make smarter, more actionable appeals to your donors. And so this is a direct integration as well. So just 3 highlights there, but a vast library of integrations to help make Virtuous super extensible. So lots of things going on in the Virtuous product space. As Gabe mentioned earlier, if you're interested in getting a demo, you can hold your camera up to the QR code there, or you can visit virtuous.org/demo, or you can go to the demo stage, and we've got folks standing by over there to kind of give you a walkthrough of the platform. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Meg, who is our Chief Customer Officer, to kind of tie all this together. How does this product actually get into the hands of our customers? What's their experience like? So Meg?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gabe and Jason. I'm going to just briefly share how Virtuous helps our customers adopt our products and adopt responsive fundraising. All Virtuous customers start with a personalized implementation designed to migrate your data, integrations, and processes to Virtuous. Your implementation experts will infuse change management coaching into every implementation conversation. Sorry about that, into every change management conversation. And from there, you'll receive, to get your team as effective as possible, as quickly as possible, we offer live workshop-based coaching sessions designed to complement our role-based certifications offered in the Virtuous Academy. After your implementation is complete, you'll receive ongoing strategic coaching from your customer success manager designed around responsive fundraising. What we care about most is your ability to create personalized donor relationships at scale, increasing your operational efficiency and ultimately increasing giving. And we'll meet you exactly where you're at to provide you with best practices on how to get the most out of the product at any given time. As a Virtuous customer, you can look forward to constant product innovation, like Jason just highlighted, with over half of our new and improved features being fueled by customer feedback. We also offer a robust partner network that can hop in and collaborate with your team and Virtuous to give your team any extra support that you might need. Our certified Virtuous partners are technical nonprofit experts that can truly serve as an extension of your team. The Virtuous team and our nonprofit network alike want nothing more than to see your nonprofit flourishing and doing more good in the world. Our coaching, services, and support reflect that. Now I'd like to invite you all to scan this QR code to download the Responsive Fundraising Playbook. In this playbook, you'll have access to a variety of step-by-step fundraising plays to help take your mission to the next level.